Hey, welcome everybody. This is going to be a Week 14 matchup of Sparkyz cast. This is Sparkyz versus Air Force Ace, and I'm here along with Sam.
Hey everybody.
We're going to start off here with Leta versus Casey in a TVT demonstration here. This is going to be Casey here as the blue Terran playing for Wk14. In the southeast position, Leta is the red Terran over in the southwest position. They are playing on Neo Moon Glaive, which should be pretty exciting. Trying to get back, still trying to get caught up in terms of Proleague matches. Got behind for Christmas, and I'm still working on getting back. And we need to hurry it up because round 3 is about to start. I don't think that I've had you with me since round 2 started. It's been a while.
Yeah, I've been recovering, from MagFest, I guess, for the last couple of weeks. In and out of recovery and the hospital and support groups, but I'm back now, and hopefully we'll be able to work through a couple games today and get it posted.
Well worth it too, and that reminds me that I really need to find that Colossus yell because I still haven't told my audience about the Colossus yell, and I really want to add it as a part of my videos. So far, standard builds going on, no cheese, anything coming up, but just wanted to talk very briefly about other things happening in the StarCraft world. OSL and MSL just finishing within a couple weeks, the past couple weeks, and the OSL was pretty awesome. The MSL really should have been pretty awesome.
Really? Was it awesome?
Wait,
what happened?
No spoilers. So if you haven't seen the MSL, I highly recommend you check it out because it was at least very interesting to watch. So skip ahead, I don't know, maybe a minute and I'll be done talking about this. But yeah, MSL Game 3, Flash versus Jaedong, the two best players in the world having an epic game, and the power goes out.
Ouch.
In the NBC studios.
God forbid you have a backup or...
Yeah. You can
battery
get
backup is
generators.
pretty basic, yeah.
Battery backup at the very least, right? They should be able to keep playing. Jeez, yeah. Just awful. And then they give the game to Jaedong, which, granted, I agree that he was in the lead, but even being in the lead doesn't mean that you're guaranteed to win. You could be way in the lead and still lose. Anyways, my suggestion for that whole situation is that I think somebody ought to step up and host a rematch between those two players. I think, NBC is the one who should do it. They should say, oh, we messed up and our power went out. We need to have a rematch. We're going to pay these guys to come and have a rematch and give them some money just so they can have that. At the very least, also, if NBC won't do it, I think OGN should do it.
Yeah,
because OSL, the OSL went off flawlessly. Technologically speaking, why not rub it in NBC's face and say, hey, we can host a tournament where the power doesn't go off. Or the third option is, I think, Boxer, the Emperor himself, should do it. And, we see an early starport coming up here for Leta, so he might be thinking about some Wraith going in. He likes to do a little bit of Wraith action. You've seen that in a couple of his games on Neo Moon Glaive. They're showing up later on matchups, but we'll talk about those when they get here, if they do. Right, yeah. I mean, Boxer put in so much of his own money just to get Kespa running and to get all of, the professional StarCraft scene in Korea really happening. He might, if he's got the money to do it, why not sponsor a tournament on his own? And, well, not a tournament, but just a show match between Flash and Jaedong. Which reminds me, I don't know why they don't have a show match anyways between the OSL and MSL champions after those are over. They both finish at the same time.
It's kind of like, in a way, is it comparable to maybe college football? I mean, surely not as frustrating, but...
Not quite. I do have another rant about how much I hate Proleague, the Proleague tournament, which I compare to college football. But I'll get into that later on in the season, I'm pretty sure. Leta coming in with early vultures. to help contain Casey into his base early on in this match. Once again, this is Casey is the blue Terran in the southeast. Leta is the red Terran in the southwest, who is building some wraiths, I imagine. Maybe that's just going to be a dropship. Maybe he's going for some vulture drops coming in. But Casey is not doing so hot this season. You know, all of the Wk14 players, it's hard to really criticize them too much because, you know, they have real jobs as well as being professional gamers. Yeah, exactly. So, but, you know, he's only 0-3 this season, and I'm actually really surprised that they didn't decide to field Ruby. Ruby in particular was doing really great at the beginning of the season, but, you know, I guess he slumped off a little bit, but still, he's 7-12 and really one of the shining lights for Wk14 this season. So here comes that drop for non-speed upgraded vultures,
nice.
And
Casey's
just
like, wait a second.
Yeah, excellent timing right there. Leta doing that drop right as his spider mines see that those tanks are out of the base, so he knows that the forces are out. Ooh, and the planting mines along the way. Casey not doing a very good job of dodging them. He probably could have had the tanks focus fire those if he had been paying more attention. Leta getting a good number of SCV kills, at least 9 that they showed on those 2 vultures right there.
Nice move hiding behind the, or at least maneuvering behind the mineral patches like that too, staying alive for a couple extra seconds and getting another shot off.
And now we see that control tower blinking, so that is going to be cloaked wraiths to follow up the dropships. The barracks is going to be able to spot it, but what is Casey going to be able to do about it? I don't know. He might be able to get enough money to build an armory and maybe get some Goliaths. Yeah, it looks like armory is coming out, and he does have Comstat already, so that will be able to help him. Leta doing a very nice job of sneaking in while he was doing that harassment to lay a mine under that command center so that the natural expansion can't go down again for Casey. So Leta, despite not expanding in this match, is still controlling Casey's economy as well. Casey finally coming in and doing a little bit of harassment on his own. Not really too much harassment, but at least coming in and showing that excuse me.
That he's playing in the game.
Right, yeah. Trying to prevent Leta's natural if he ever decides to go for it. 2 wraiths now coming in to continue this harassment along with a couple of tanks in that dropship.
And I'm not sure that, I mean, this might already be over because I'm not sure Casey has a single Marine. He doesn't have an engineering base built turrets.
Yeah.
So,
no engineering bay. That armory's up, so maybe some Goliaths in a little bit, but he's still just waiting on it. He's got nothing that can look
yeah,
up.
in the meanwhile, he's just going to have no SCVs left, so it does look like, yeah, something is building out there. He still hasn't been able to land.
Yeah, I can't believe that he hasn't. I mean, obviously he wants to save his scan so that he can see these wraiths once they go cloaked, but and there is that cloak right there, hiding from the first Goliath, so those wraiths are still picking off SCVs. Finally the scan comes off, gonna usher away those wraiths for a little bit, but Leta's already done a ton of harassment, and he is well in the lead of this game. Second scan going down, so Leta's still having to back up and protect those wraiths, but he does manage to keep both of them alive. And Casey, geez, scan your natural. I mean, even if he had scanned it earlier, he could have cleared out that mine, landed the natural, and built another Comstat station, so that it would have been able to get that scan back. Leta finally pushing out, trying to take his natural expansion, but there are mines from Casey. This is what I was talking about earlier. Casey finally doing a little bit of harassment of his own to deny that expansion. A nice little bit of micro right there. You see that with the dropping down the tank to bring those mines in so they'd blow up, but picking it up right as they detonated.
I wonder, at least in Casey's, in his situation, how long you wait to lie down